my permission, so therefore it was not my son. The whole day as I drove, I was very saddened. It was the 26th Canadian soldier that was killed. I knew Andrew was supposed to be packing his bags on his way home. The infantry was to have brought him back, and did, on August the 9th. In the meantime, the military are trying to find us, and they finally tracked us down at my brother-in-law's in Penticton, and called and told Stephen, our oldest son, on the phone that Andrew had been killed. Immediately, Hans and Stephen and Shannon jumped in a vehicle to try and catch me, but I was 3 hours ahead of them. I checked into the hotel. I went to pick up a friend at the ferry that night. I went shopping. I'm a shopaholic. I went to buy Andrew stuff, and I didn't buy him anything. I pulled into the ferry to pick up my friend who was coming across from the island half an hour early. As my son will attest, I'm very rarely early for anything. My husband walked across the parking lot, and I just screamed. I wanted him to tell me that Andrew had been shipped to Germany, that he had been injured, and he couldn't. That is how we found out.
Can you tell us a bit about how you came to believe that Boomer's legacy would be best celebrated by the program and the foundation that you've put together?
On our way to Trenton, Stephen was doing a lot of Googling to find out. He found out that Andrew had been killed, we believe, we're not 100% sure, but 99, by a 17-year-old suicide bomber from Syria. And I'm sitting on the plane, and it became very apparent to me that if that 17-year-old could have had a different education, maybe he would have made a different career choice. And he would have still been alive, as would our son. Andrew, when he would call home, would say things to me like, "Mom, even the street people in Canada have more than anybody in the village I've just been in." He would ask me to continue to send him good things for the kids, because putting a smile on the child's face was the best thing about this tour. And in July, when we talked on the phone, and it was almost always on the phone because he was a dismounted medic out in the field, and so he would call home via the satellite phones. In July, I said, "I just want you home. I want you all to come home." And his comment was, "But Mom, if not us, then who? Who is going to help these people?" So when he was killed, it was almost like he said, "Okay, I've done my part. I've gone to a better place. Now it's your turn." That's how the foundation started. And in Trenton, I informed General Hillier that I was going to do something and I would need his support. And we have. We're sending funds that our soldiers are spending on the Afghan people as how they see the needs. No bureaucracy other than one committee. It's not, one soldier can't just make a single decision. It is a committee with no bureaucracy. And it's whether it is removing a tumor from a child and giving him life-saving surgery, whether it's purchasing a sheep of flock for a farmer whose sheep were blown up by an IED, buying shoes for an orphanage, medical supplies, school supplies, or supporting midwife program, purchasing and assembling kits for in the homes of women who are giving birth. Whatever it is that our soldiers see is the drastic need that they can help fill, that's what they're doing. And we want to continue doing this wherever our soldiers are deployed. So after Afghanistan, wherever they go, we'll still be there.
Powerful. Maureen, you're holding something in your hand that you were carrying very carefully and turning over. Tell me what that is.
What I'm holding in my hand is called a Boomer coin. It is a coin that Andrew's company designed after he was killed and that tour was coming home. And on this coin is his image. It's taken from a photograph of him, and it says Boomer underneath, and on the back It says Corporal Eykelenboom. The tradition in the military is that every tour has a coin of their own. 2 years later, when Wayne Nesbitt and a group were in Afghanistan in 2008, they had a coin and had Boomer Company on it. This coin, however, I have been given the rights to have more made and use for Boomer's legacy. They are given out very carefully, and they are only given out to those who truly get it. And Brett, I would like you to have one.